The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good Monday morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN just after 9 a.m. Eastern Time. 24 minutes to go until the start of trading, and you pick things up in negative territory right out of the gate last night. Futures. We're looking at an S&Ps. S&P, you closed last Friday at a close of about 56.02. Sorry, that was the close at 445. Yeah, the market accelerated lower on the open. I was like, what's going on? These numbers aren't making sense. Yeah, we closed at about 56.20. We're negative by about 50 points right now at 55.73. But it was negative action all overnight. You were actually low as 55.52 this morning. We're negative by 0.9% in the S&Ps. You take a look at where we are in terms of the lows we made on March 13th, and you're right up against that level. NASDAQ 100 actually got below that level briefly, but boy, you see the volume, folks, okay? We were talking about it on the way up, volume drying up. The moment we turn over, you have volume accelerating. That volume accelerating on Friday's move lower. We did almost 1.8 million contracts in the S&P, and we'll see how we come in today as reciprocal tariffs in focus this week. NASDAQ 100, there's your move lower as well. We accelerate lower Friday with volume, and this morning you actually hit a low of 19,118, which is just below. Yeah, we had a low out there of 19,139, so about 20 points lower. We're back above that level, but put it on there. 19,139 was the lows of March 11th on the NASDAQ 100, and you actually got below that level briefly. So NASDAQ 100 off by 1.2%. The Dow accelerates on Friday, but as you can see, Dow not quite back to the lows we had on March 13th. Nonetheless, Dow down about 0.6%. The Russell off by 1.25%, making a run for the lows of March 13th as well. Bitcoin trading low with the market, down about $1,100 at 82,905. Crude chopping around near $70. We're at 69.64. Now, let's jump to yields. The dollar and gold having a day yet again. Gold at all-time highs. So we have the 10-year. We have a flight to safety right now. And what is interesting is I was reading an article on Bloomberg over the weekend talking about, usually when you have this type of action, okay, you have a flight to safety. And that can include the dollar. It's not including the dollar this time. Now, we had some interesting action in the dollar today. You spike lower, and then we get a little bit of a bounce, actually. Overnight, we make lows in the dollar at 103.75. We're up to 104.13 right now, back above 104. And that is even with yields plummeting. We're at 4.2. We're testing kind of the higher price area that we've been bumping up against. But nonetheless, right, what's been happening the last couple of days? Investors are saying, I'm selling stocks, I'm buying treasuries. You have the 10-year trading up a full point from where we were on Friday, from 110.15 to 111.16. And even with the dollar staying strong above 104, gold is not stopping, man. It is a one-way trip to higher prices right now. And yeah, we've had it on the chart for a while. 33.36, man. It's the next logical space. We hit the price of about 31.60 this morning. You actually hit a high of 31.60 and 70 pennies. Okay. And yeah, we got one more level to complete, a 1-to-1 that started last February. Back it up a little further. Yeah, you get barely a pullback. I mean, this has almost been a one-way trip from 2,000 to 31.52, and it shows no signs of slowing down just yet. Now, for you gold bulls out there, silver's just not doing it, man. Silver's negative today. It was negative on Friday, right? What's going on? Silver, last May, trading at 32.75. We're not even $2 above where you were on that price level. You compare that to gold. Gold was at 2,400 last May. Is that right? Did I just do that? Yeah, it is. I have to check my own math. Yeah, wild, man. Silver, dramatically underperforming it. Gold report, just about to be out this morning. And those silver stocks, dramatically underperforming as well. Take a look at a couple of them. EXK, yeah, look at Endeavor Silver. All right, talk about underperformance on the silver equities. Silver, trading at 433 from 436. Endeavor. You see the move Friday, right? Now, silver stocks caught a bid, folks, about 2 weeks ago. Okay, you see it in Endeavor. If you want to sign up for the gold report, folks, there's going to be a new issue out right after this program. It's basically already written. All right, Market Insights is already written. That's coming out right now. Gold report's already written. Just have to basically publish it right after the show. But silver stocks, huge expansion a couple weeks ago. You trade higher, and we've given it back, even with the context of what gold's done. You take a look at Hecla, right? Nice expansion on volume the week of March 10th. You trade higher, can't get it going. We've pulled back on lighter volume on Hecla. Pan American, one of the strongest silver, not one of, the strongest silver equity, probably in the gold report, right? You look at even Pan American, I just talked about, you trading last May at about $20, you're at 25. You just broke the highs we had back there in October. In terms of silver, Pan American, one of the strongest, but even Pan American, you get a nice expansion a couple weeks ago, and since then we've trailed off a bit. Silver continuing to underperform. Now, we jumped them from there to copper, okay? I got metals on my mind this morning, folks. I was doing charts late last night, doing them this morning. Look at the move in copper, okay? And you're going to be lower today. I think copper's topped out, folks, okay? Now, here's your chart of copper. Okay. We trade up to 537 on March 26th. We've trailed off a bit. Today's price action, we're down about 8 pennies right now to 505 for copper. Now check this out. Look at this longer term chart of copper. This goes back to 2003. Okay. We just made all-time highs going back as far as this chart goes on a monthly. Wouldn't be outlandish to say maybe this is a top, right? We got a top back in March of 22 at about $5. We just peaked at 537, okay? Look at the volume. Light volume on a monthly basis on this copper contract, man, okay? Well below anything we did when we traded in April and in May at to these levels, okay? What do? We trade higher on dramatic volume about a year ago. You chop around between 4 and 450. You trade higher on much lighter volume. Look, we're going to come in with 1 million contracts. Excuse me. We're going to come in at 1 million contracts on the monthly on copper versus doing 2 million in back-to-back months when we made the move higher to $5 a year ago. That's the monthly. You take a look at the weekly on copper. We barely got a green bar last week by a penny, folks. By a penny. Okay, you opened at 509 and you closed at 510. Well, we made it all the way up to 537. Okay, and now we're at 505. So, in that context, you take a look at copper. We've given up the 537 price. We're at 505. I mean, what is that? What? 32 pennies? You're off by 6% off the highs. It's a big pullback. And if you look at the equities, Freeport-McMoRan, momentum to the downside, man. Look at that move last week. And SCCO, Southern Copper, same thing. All right, we got a lot to talk about this Monday, folks. We'll come back. We'll talk some equities. We'll talk a little bit more metals. Markets in the red. Gold, all-time highs. Don't go away.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger Zen, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger Zen, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We get the S&P negative by about 9/10 right now. Yeah, as we trade lower yet again. Quite the acceleration, and it was right out of the gate last night, man. Right out of the gate. But yeah, so continuing that conversation on gold. Okay, we talk about gold, we talk about silver, we talk about copper. Gold, strong like bull, man. It is just nonstop to the upside. Gold up another $40. $40.40. How about it? 1.3%. You compare that to silver, actually in the red today. You compare that to copper, in the red as well. And just finishing up that conversation, right? You take a look at Freeport-McMoRan. They got some issues, man. Freeport-McMoRan. That was quite a rip lower on a weekly basis on Friday. Well, to complete the week, right? You look at that pullback the last few days, and it's not surprising when you take a look at what the copper contract looks like, and same thing with Southern Copper. Right? So beware of copper and those copper equities, man. Looks like maybe copper has peaked. The equities are telling you the same thing. And for silver, yeah, silver continues to underperform. That could change, okay, but right now, not the case at all. And you take a look at some of the gold equities, right? Look at the move that Harmony had on Friday. Now you're going to open even higher. Harmony's got a bid ask of about $14.40. You explode higher. The one thing I'll say about Harmony, you already did a 1-to-1 A to B, C to D this year alone. Already. It's only March. You trade from $8 up to $12.33. You back off to a low of about $9.65, and that 1-to-1 completes at about $14, and we're trading at $14.40 right now. You know, the 1 to 1.618, that might bring you up to $16 for Harmony. Some of these, man, just mammoth moves. Wheat and precious metals, look at this run, right? Talking about 1-to-1s everywhere. This thing's on its way to maybe $85, right? You look at the move, you look at the volume it's had the last couple weeks, strong volume. And I could just go down the list, man. There is strength all over the place when we are making a run that is just nonstop on some of these equities. New Gold's another good one. We're going to be up by about another 8 pennies. New Gold, the 1-1 brings you all the way up to about 457. You break higher, you bust the B point, and look at the volume. That's really, if you're trading these gold equities, man, there are some equities that just have dramatic volume. Check this out. Check this out. New Gold on a monthly. All right, and we don't have New Gold in the gold report right now, folks. We don't, but it is a strong equity, man. Look at that monthly volume, and it matches with price. Talking about 433 million shares traded. It dwarfs anything going on this chart prior on a monthly basis. Dramatic volume. Got to pull up. There's a couple others that's just dramatic volume. I'm trying to remember exactly which ones, but check out the gold report, folks. Let's see what on a monthly. No, it's not GFI. Gold? No. Let's see. Yeah, maybe El Dorado? No. Yeah, this one's an interesting one. So First Majestic, this is another silver equity, okay? Now take a look at this. Silver has underperformed. I am not telling you to buy First Majestic, folks, all right? This thing has a problem at $8. Maybe you get an acceleration, you break through $8, you come back, you test that area. That's what I'm looking for a buy for this equity, but I'm really not looking for a buy for the silver equities yet. But it is intriguing. A couple weeks ago, these equities caught a bid on some volume. Okay, you see it on First Majestic. You've chopped around a bit. Volume trailed off the last couple weeks. But again, on a monthly basis, there might be something going on here. All right, that might be finding a little bit of a buy. Look at the monthly numbers on this equity. Man, something's going on. Okay, you got 340 million, 390 million, and 420 million probably by the end of today on a nice price expansion. So we're keeping our eye on it, and there could be, maybe a bottom being found here on some of these. But yeah, that chart does not scream strength, especially in light of what metals have done over the last couple years in that space. Another good one, AEM. Look at this channel, right? Well within the channel. Volume has dried off a bit. That's a daily. You take a look at the weekly. You explode higher a couple weeks ago, and then we've trailed off a bit. Yeah, but boy, strength all over the place. All right, we talked some equities. So, check this one out. Now, we'll go a couple articles here. This one, tariff countdown, right? Reciprocal tariffs, they're coming. And boy, no matter where you go, they're set to start with all countries. No one's getting a reprieve. I'm jumping around to headlines. Trump team weighs broader, higher tariffs. Is that a reprieve? No, that's not a reprieve at all. Back on the table, ahead of Wednesday's deadline, an across-the-board hike of up to 20%. Okay, where's the optimism in this market, man? You look at Harley-Davidson, they want payback. This is how wars escalate. It's a tariff war, folks. It's a tax war. Okay, Harley-Davidson wants payback if Europe targets their bikes. This is how it works, tit for tat, okay? Tariffs could lift motorcycle prices to 6 figures in some countries, with sales already under pressure in Europe. Yeah. If the EU imposes a 50% retaliatory tariff on the company's motorcycles in April, prices could reach astounding heights in Harley's second largest market by sales. Well, we'll see where it goes. And then we get to this one, though. Okay, and this is the most interesting, I think. This one says, Wall Street wants to buy stock markets dips. Question is when. This one's out this morning from Bloomberg, but check this out, folks, okay? The S&P down 5.1% this year. I'm surprised it's only that much, and that's only because we got quite a run-up, okay, in the beginning of January even. You take a look when you say something like that. Okay, we're only down 5%. But you have to remember that we caught a little bit of a bid to start the year from 5,900 to 61 and change. We've now backed off much more than 5% from the highs, okay, but nonetheless, we're down 5.1%. How's the rest of the world doing? It's up 6.5%. That is the widest gap in any quarter since 1988. Pay attention to these moves, man. This is not some small potato move, okay? You have a gap That's what, 11, 12 percentage points compared to, we're only 3 months into the year. If you were investing in Europe, you're 12 points ahead of American exceptionalism investors right now. You got to go back to 1988. Okay, there are big things in play here. Yeah. Tech stocks, driving that. Okay? We jump around. Amazon. I love Amazon. I'm an Amazon bull. Amazon is getting clobbered right now. Okay? Nothing is spared. Check out the move. Amazon is going to be down another $5 on the open, folks. $5. We were just trading at 206. We're going to open at 187. Amazon is down 10% in the last 4 trading sessions, and that counts today, which hasn't even opened yet. And we are actually going to now be below on Amazon the lows you had out there on March 18th. Jump around to some other equities. We're coming back for the opening bell. S&P's down by 55. NASDAQ 100 off by 271. We're coming back for the opening bell, folks.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento for the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are March 14th and 28th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got equities open, and you got the S&Ps down about 51 points right now, 55.71. You can see we were almost 20 points lower at about 7:30 a.m. this morning, so it could have been a little bit dire. The day is young. You know, you jump over the VIX, you get NASDAQ 100 down almost 290. Just pulled up Amazon, right? You check out the VIX. VIX sitting at an elevated level of 24. But as I put it in the chart, VIX has room to run, man. There's not massive fear in this market right now. We have not had capitulation in this market right now. We have not had the selling that is necessary to get some of this to maybe find a bottom. That's what all the volume right now, folks. We got quality volume to the downside, and we're probably going to get it again today. You kick off. We have the final trading day in March, and we kick things off with the NASDAQ 100 down 305 points. We're trading at 19,144, and the lows out there are 19,139. So you're within a few points of the lows we had on March 11th, okay? And you just traded from 20,536. What do you trade down? 1,400 points? Yeah, talk about 6-7% this market over the period of 3.5 trading days. Keep your spikes up, folks. All right, let's check out some of the Magnificent Seven because, boy, there is a flight to safety here, and looks like Apple may be one of those flight areas. 217, 218, Apple positive today. Boy, if you're looking for pockets to hide in, that's always encouraging. Don't hide in Amazon right now, folks, in the short term. Maybe in the long term, okay? Amazon, down 3%, 186. I'll tell you something, though, on Amazon, okay? You go a little big picture, Amazon, not outlandish to get a pullback with the type of run we had, and that's what's dicey in some of these markets, okay? I had this chart up here when we were back on the initial acceleration, a nice pullback to a 382. You get a second leg higher. Boy, Amazon is down $56. What is that? 22% from where we were trading last month. And it's not stopping. Yeah, who's stepping in front of this train this morning, man, with all those headlines I just gave you? Because that's real, folks. All right? All right. Let's jump around to some other equities out there. We jump around to Google shares, off by 1.2% right now. You jump over to Microsoft shares, down by 2.6% right now from Microsoft shares. Tesla down by 6.6% or $17 to the downside. MicroStrategy, Bitcoin's a little lower. MicroStrategy, they bought more Bitcoin. Not surprising. MicroStrategy down about 4.3% right now to 276. NVIDIA shares. NVIDIA shares now what? $50 off of where we were to start the year. You've given back almost 30%. And just like that, NVIDIA shares, are back to where we were almost a year ago. Well, that's the type of consolidation you need to trade higher, but boy, that is quite a give back. And just like that, NASDAQ 100 now down 400 points, and we're breaking those lows. And where do we go? Where's the floor here? I don't know where the floor is. Who's stepping in front of this train? That's something you want to think about when you're getting this type of selling. And the VIX not even close yet in terms of where we have been a couple times. You're talking about we were just at a price level of 30 on the recent run lower, and now you have markets below where we were then, and we have the VIX only at 24.42 so far this morning. Now, if we're talking about what kind of a move, because all we got was a 382, all right? We like ABCs here, folks. I like fundamentals and I like technicals, okay? We have quite a fundamental story shaping up with tariffs. Now, you get a 382 bounce. Let's take this off for a moment. What happened there? And I'm just going to show you what type of move is possible here on a very short-term basis. On a very short-term basis. This is as short as you can go on a daily. Okay, we're only talking about a one-to-one move that brings us back to February 18th. That's a 6-week move. That brings the NASDAQ 100 down to 17,300, another 1,700 points. Okay, and all that is a one-to-one. You put that on a weekly, and that brings you back to last April's low. Right? And it also is right near the August lows. The August low, 17,351. Let's look at this last night. 17, and look at where the one-to-one goes. within 5 points of that level, right? Look at that. That got the spikes up on my back last night, man. Are we going back to the August lows? Well, that wouldn't be crazy, right? And bring us right back there. And that's where I think the market might be heading, man. That's what I found myself saying last night. I said, you know what? This thing's set up for a 1-to-1 A to B, C to D. That was your first move. You get a slight reprieve. You get a second move. Now, to go a little bit big picture even beyond there, okay? If you recall, folks, okay, on the S&Ps, and I went over this originally, this action, if we're really going to trade lower, it reminds me of how this market accelerated when we were pulling back at the beginning of the pullback in 2022. In 2022, market comes into the year at record territory at 4,800. You trade lower to begin the year, you catch a pop, and then that was the real sell. And I remember thinking, man, that was quite an opportunity in March. The market actually accelerated higher on the first Fed hike back then. That was the first Fed hike. We're going back 3 years ago, folks, okay, to March 2022. But it's important when you see these types of moves, okay? You got the market. Now, these are weeks. Imagine, for 3 or 4 weeks, we were pushing 4,100 on the S&Ps. Boom, you get a huge explosion of 4,600, and that was the head fake. And within the span of, 3 months, you trade down almost 1,000 points. Okay, that's what has the spikes up on my back. Now, does this market have this big of a move in its capabilities to the downside? Well, it depends where we go. But you start reading the headlines I have in this chart, you know, markets don't lie and the market's never wrong, folks, okay? There's forces at work here that are not conducive to equities. You want to make the long-term case that's the best thing for the country in a longer term, that's one thing. It has nothing to do with equities. And I struggle to find out how equities are going to do within this environment on a fundamental basis. And then I look at the technical basis, and all the volume is to the downside. I mean, this is a textbook case, folks, of quality volume, especially when you take a look at the NASDAQ 100, right? Look at that. The lightest volume out there on that initial pop. The 2 days we got volume on the March 24th and March 25th, we got price action. That's the lightest volume days out there, okay? The 3 lightest volume days on this chart, really since the acceleration lower began, are the 3 biggest green days. March 14th, that pop you got on March 17th, March 24th, and March 25th. And meanwhile, now we're breaking the lows of the NASDAQ off by almost 390. All right, this hour's flying by. We got plenty to talk about. Stay tuned, folks. We're coming back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey. Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Markets continuing to trade lower. S&P's now off by 79 points or 1.4%. NASDAQ 100 off by 2.2%. And yeah, there is no end in sight as of just yet, as things just accelerate into the downside. We put things on a 5-minute chart, and you see that open, man. We rip lower, 19,113. We might get an 18,000 handle in the NASDAQ 100. So much for a 22,000 handle. Boy, Dow off by 0.8%. How about that Russell off by 2% as well, 1995. All right, we jump back to yields in focus. And yeah, this is a critical technical area, right? We're bumping up against the highs we had in December. We're bumping up against the higher area we had in March when the market had traded lower. We have a 10-year yield of about 4.2% right now on the 10-year. And it is interesting action. We'll see if the dollar can hold this. We're as low as the chart says. Low today, 103.752 this morning. You climb back above 104. As investors seeking safety somewhere besides inequities as tariffs rip through this market. Gotta like that Apple's positive on a day like today if you're looking for a little safety. Down from 260 to 218, but Apple shares actually positive today. Not the case on Amazon. Down another $7. Amazon shares trending at 186. And yeah, you see how quickly equities just give up years of accelerations, right? One thing I'll say about Amazon, you're coming into 180, and 180 was kind of the highs we had back in, whether it was 2000, 21? Wow. Is that right? Look at this. You talk about it, man. 2020, my goodness, 5 years. Your break even on Amazon. Whew. Oh, this is why when stocks go stratospheric, folks, look at this, right? You catch the run on Amazon from 2015 to 2020, where you make a run from basically $20 up to 180. It's going to take some time for the next leg with some volatility in the mix. You trade lower, you trade higher, we rip lower, and we're right back to where we were trading almost 5 years ago. Whew, you talk about it, man. Let's look at some of these equities. Microsoft, a little bit of a different story, but boy, Microsoft's coming back to 350, man. Put it on your charts, folks. Okay, it's coming back to 350, and we'll see how it trades there, but that's the next logical step. Look at these markets, okay? We're at the beginning of the volatility right now, folks. The beginning of the volatility. Which is remarkable to say. But on a longer term basis, We could be at the beginning of the volatility. You check out NVIDIA. Okay, you want to talk about what's possible in NVIDIA. NVIDIA might be one of those cases, folks, where it's going to take you 5 years to get above this $150. Okay, that looks to me like a stratospheric run to the likes of that Amazon saw in the early days. You back it up to Apple shares, different story though for Apple. But Apple, 175 is where you're looking. Not outlandish. Apple, as I said, on days like today, folks, I find even in like gold, you want to look at how equities are performing. If you're looking for equities, right, you can't deny the strength that Apple has to be green even by 10 pennies on a day like today, where you have equities like NVIDIA down by 5%, Amazon down by 3.7%, Google down by 2% right now, Microsoft 2.5% to the downside right now. And yeah, Tesla's its own animal, but down another $18 for Tesla shares. Jump around to some others. Salesforce, look at this thing, down $110 from where we were trading in December. Now this is a great equity longer term, but nothing's getting spared right now. And look at that pullback. Same exact thing. Back to where you were in 2020. You're now well within this bar that you had. And boy, 200 I think looks out there for Salesforce. Down from 369. Whew, you talk about it, man. All right, let's look at some retailers. There you go. Okay, you looking for some safety? How about Walmart? Up by 0.6% today. Not Target just yet, down by 1.9%. Kohl's on its way to zero, closer today than it was yesterday, off by 1.7%. Look at this, right? This is, you know, go through equities, folks. If you're looking for equities, okay, look at that, right? Perfect example. The strongest equities out there in retail, Walmart, TJX, both positive today, okay? Yeah. Let's check out some financials. Yeah, watch out. JP Morgan, down by 2% right now. Bank of America, down by 1.1% right now. Citi, off by 2%. 2.6%, Wells Fargo off by 1.5%. Check out some airlines. Whoo, it's not stopping, man. Who's going to travel if they got no money from tariffs? And, you know, that's not political. That's what the airlines are saying, folks, okay? Delta, down another 7%. Did you have Delta testing the lows of last August in last month? These are where, man, you know, that's not the beginning of the run in airlines, man. I am shocked, actually, that you can give it up. But, hey, that's what the market does. The market shocks and awe sometimes, folks. Remarkable. United, down another 8.2%. My goodness, man. JetBlue, down by 7.5%. Man, they are selling everything right now. Except for Walmart and TJX and Apple. What other equities we got people looking at, man? What do we got? What are we looking at? AMAT? Let's take a look at AMAT, EKS. Yeah, down almost another 2%. All right, so and they're talking about the YouTube Tigers Den. So we're talking about, what do we got? 200-day moving average at 146. Okay. Yeah, quite a pullback here, right? You take a look at this thing longer term. So you can see all these equities. Look how many of these equities are coming back to test 2021 levels. You have to laugh, folks. Right? You got to run from $71 up to $250, but you're right back to where you were in the year 2021. And yeah, if you're at the 200-day moving average and you're testing this level, that's a nice area, man. Doesn't mean you can't rip lower to $75, but at least you have a plan. You got a technical area. You're coming into the highs that we had in 2021 on AMAT shares. The one thing I will say is maybe wait for a sign of strength, right? That's the tough part about getting in those when that monthly is a tough one. And even when you put it on a weekly, that's a tough one. Well, we're going to get some volume today, I imagine, folks. That's your weekly. We put it back to a daily. NASDAQ 100 off 424 points, and we've already done 260,000 contracts, and we're 20 minutes into the trading day. For context, folks, we did 466,000 contracts when we were getting that acceleration higher, right? We've already done 260,000 contracts today as we break those lows. One more session. Don't go away, folks. We'll come right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We take a look at the NASDAQ 100. So, yeah, put it on your charts, right? You're talking about today, important day. If you're looking for downside action, you would want the markets to close below the lows we have out here, which are 19,139, okay? And that is from March 11th, and you'd want to do it on more than 850,000 contracts. You do that, watch out to the downside, man. On the S&Ps, that price level, we're not quite there yet. The lows in the S&P, 5509. We're at 55.58 right now, and you did about 1.9 million contracts. Still some dramatic volume to the downside. Volume has picked up on this market on Friday. You see the escalation in volume as it accelerates higher, and we'll see if we can continue that expansion in volume. And yeah, talking about the semiconductors. Duncan Steve, how's that Duncan this morning? We enjoying that Duncan? I hope so, man. Good old Duncans. Yeah, SMHs, right? You talk about a pullback, man. On the pullback, and the SMH semiconductor index, folks, you're talking about NVIDIA, TSM, Broadcom, ASML, Okay, you know the one thing that was interesting is that looking at the top holdings in the SMH, okay, NVIDIA comes in at almost 18.5%. You're down by 4.6%. So NVIDIA of the SMH, 18.5%. The second largest component, TSM, at about 12% of that ETF, and that's down. I mean, look at these runs we've had lower, down by 2.2% right now. Broadcom off 3.7%. That's 9% of the SMH. ASML, the next one down there, down by 2%. You know what was interesting, though? Looking for a little flight to quality. Texas Instruments, positive today. Not sure what's going on there. But yeah, TXN, positive today if you're looking for a semiconductor with some upside potentially. But everything else, man, right? Qualcomm, another one. And we talked about AMAT earlier today. But we'll finish it up with gold. Gold's up $30 at $31.44, all-time highs. Keep your spikes up, folks. Quite a market, and we got momentum to the downside right now. The day is young. Basil Chapman, he's in the Tiger's Den getting ready, folks. Stay tuned for Basil. Have a great Monday, everybody. Have a great day, safe day. Stay tuned. Live programming coming up, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great one, everybody.